Hello people of the earth and welcome to QuickSaveTV. My name is Mike and this is QuickSave Daily number 21? 22! Blasphemy! I forgot. You see, when you do this shit all the time, you kind of forget the numbers. Like for me, yesterday was 14th and today is 18th. That is strange. Thank you, calendar, for letting me know. Now, today we're going to talk about functionality versus role-playing in Skyrim, right? But first, a couple of announcements. My tongue does not listen to me more than usually today. I have my friendly coffee with the, I don't even know how you call it. It's a small plastic pipe. I actually wash it. And what have you done for recycling? For you should do something. Recycle yourself. That would be fun. No, don't recycle yourself. You're actually more useful as a... Well, let's not talk about it. That's not the topic. First and foremost, if you're not watching my Amnesia series, please do go ahead and check out Amnesia number 22. There's an awesome frame to the... to there. It's just so cool. There's this small frame with little skull and web all over the place. Shit, I love it. If you... Tell me what you think about it, obviously, and let me know if it's, you know... Just let me know what you think. This is from Rika, a good friend from Denmark. She drew it, and I have a DeviantArt account of hers linked in the video in the description. Just go ahead, go there, show her some love, tell her she's awesome because she is, and she needs more recognition. She needs more to believe in herself, you know, to kick ass. Okay, I think she's amazing. I was like, Rika, do you have 5 minutes? She's like, depends what you want, because, you know, my 5 minutes is like 500 years, you know, eternal slavery and all, and I'm like, I need you to draw something for me. And she's like, in 5 minutes, she's done with this thing, and it's like the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my life. Because anyone who draws anything but stickman is an advanced artist to me. Okay. So just go ahead and check it out, tell me what you think, and tell her what you think about her work. You love it, understood? You fucking love it. You better be... You make damn sure you love it before you go there. Now, let's talk about Skyrim. So oftentimes, because of my previous line of work, I've made a lot of videos about Skyrim. That's how my rise in YouTube started, right, with Skyrim. Majority of my subscribers joined because of Skyrim, because it surged in popularity, which I would never expect, because Skyrim is not the kind of game that really needs all these tutorials, you know. I mean, for instance, I've made much better, in my opinion, tutorial for Diablo 3 for skills of Barbarian, but they never got as much recognition as videos for Skyrim. I actually made one part and I got really discouraged because I was like, nobody's watching this shit, why would I bother, right? Skyrim, everyone's watching Skyrim. I don't know why. Maybe it's the community. It's probably the community. Skyrim has a very, very good community, which generally splits on two people. People who... Oh, how to put it better? People who do not really care about integrity of the game, meaning they are willingly exploiting the game, they're willingly installing the lightsabers mod and Star Trek battleships, you know, whatever you want. And people who care about integrity of the game and try to preserve its role-playing values. Okay, both positions have actual, you know, points. You know, like I can understand people here because my best friend, right? He does that all the time, right? And even though I don't respect that in particular, I don't think it's a valuable idea, I understand the reasons he's doing it, you know, because I see he's having fun like this, because I don't have fun like this, I cannot, but he does, so I understand it a little bit. These people, I am more inclined towards too, but they kind of go too far, because they're like, shh, unsheath my sword. Tongue betrayed me again. Shh. Unsheathe my sword and defend yourself, my foe. You shall be obliterated, for I am the Templar of the Order from the other game. What? And anyway, they go too far, I think, in the role-playing, you know, values. And the majority of them don't really understand what role-playing is, and how did it became, and why did it not degraded, or hypertrophied, right? I hope that's how you call it. When you don't use something and it just dies off, you know, like your hand. If you don't use your left hand, right? So always keep it on keyboard, otherwise it's gonna just die. Anyway, the point is in the past, when we had the rise of the role-playing games, generally for computer and etc., they were all, majority of them were inspired by these Dungeons and Dragons and etc. This role-playing table game, right, in which you would have several people playing, and there would be a dungeon master, and he's this kind of asshole who dictates how the story goes, dictates what challenges players meet, and he's generally being a dick, right? So you want him to be happy, so that he doesn't throw a bunch of dragons against you in the beginning of the game, so you die. Which is probably not the most fun for him, but he can certainly do that. No one says that he cannot. Ah, this is so good. This is cold coffee, Nescafe Frappe. It says 100% coffee, right? When I read from the pack. But the thing is, what kind of 100% freaking coffee dissolves in a goddamn cup completely? What is this? Even a child would know that the coffee does not evaporate in water. There's remains, you know, when you drink normal coffee. And it's like ground, I don't know. Anyway, whatever. 100%. Yes, Nestle, try better next time. Okay. We're all gonna die anyway, don't worry. So, you know, I'm just gonna die sooner than you. And as such, these games would be giving you an opportunity to play a specific character, right? If you select a barbarian, you are this barbarian for the remainder of the game. Barbarian is what? It's a savage warrior that can wear medium armor, up to medium armor. He can use two-handed weaponry or one-handed weaponry. He's generally very reckless. He's very into killing enemy quickly, you know. Very, very savageous warrior. Less about defending himself, but he's really strong, right? Or if you play as a necromancer, what are you? You are this twisted scientist in a way, a magician who knows how to manipulate the dead, how to rise them from their graves in order to support himself in combat, and etc., etc. That's my neighbor came. Okay, anyway, the point is, this would enforce you to play in a specific fashion, right? Otherwise you wouldn't do that. So Dungeons and Dragons provided you an opportunity to become someone else, to play the role of someone. You're not a barbarian in real life, obviously. Your attitude might be of one, but you're not. But you can play it out in the game. You're not a necromancer in a role play, in your real life, you know, hopefully. Otherwise we just have to shoot you down just right now, because there's nothing to do with you. Or cut you or shot you, whatever, because then you're weird, and you're probably a danger to society. But in the desktop game, on the tabletop game, you can be that. No freaking problem. Now, what would be role-playing in video games? At first it started, again, the playing the role, but then it started to moving away from it as we would develop the better and better sophisticated ways to communicate the story. And now, in the times of Skyrim, right, when the Skyrim came out, it died. Role-playing as such in games died, in my opinion, because it's by no means reinforced by the developer. Like, for instance, Skyrim, you can be in a fighter's guild. How the hell companions? You can be in companions, but you can be an asshole to people. You can steal things, you can bribe people, you can do all these things companions would never do. Whereas in older games, like for instance in Planescape Torment, if you remember this game, you know, let me know, because I never played it a lot. It was so hard to play, you know, I was like, shit, but I kind of seen it, and my friend from Australia, good friend Tom, he's also an artist. Shit, I know so many artists. People, get out there and just find out about artists. Find boys and girls, they're so awesome. Jesus Christ, they draw things. I can't, because if I draw something, you'll probably die out of heart attack, because it usually sucks that much. So anyway, the point is, in Planescape Torment, you could meet and persuade people to join to your party. But there was a problem. Depending on what you were, what were your disposition and other people in your party, some would just not join because they're not freaking compatible. It's like, if you want to have a team, people should understand each other or agree with each other, you know, agree with each other better, or at very least tolerate each other, right? It's like, if you would try, you cannot put together a Christian and a Satanist and expect them to like each other. You cannot put together a bread and a water, you know, I mean, just mash them together. It's going to be moldy shit bread, okay? You don't mix them. Or you cannot mix things that are not mixable generally. You cannot put together a necromancer and a paladin. They don't work together, okay? So for instance, in games such as Dragon Age 2, when you have this mix-up of characters and you can select any freaking one of them together, you know, in a party, it makes no sense. Because some of them directly contradict each other in opinion and point of view, right? I mean, I'm just saying, that's not how it works. And it would make you kind of sad, me myself, because I'm like, people, unite, we have to conquer the earth, right? And when they wouldn't join me, I would be like, that's one less soldier for my crusade. That's shitty, you know. Like, the point is, you wouldn't be able to get all of them. Whereas in Skyrim, you can be a companion, but at the same time you can steal shit and have your companion, I don't know, the Cicero from the Dark Brotherhood. Or you can be a paladin, but you can have a companion necromancer or whatever. You know, it's just like this, you know. There's no role playing unless you restrict yourself to some degree. So many people come to my videos, to my tutorials, and they start saying, some actually, not many, some people start saying, Mike, why don't you promote things that are not in mainstream, right? In my tutorials. Just imagine, right? They're like, why do you suggest people to use shit that is disbalanced or whatever? Or I don't know how to better put it. But what am I supposed to tell them in tutorials? It's like tutorial is supposed to be a teaching material, to teach someone to do something, to help them better understand the game. If you come to my tutorial and I tell you, do not use the bow because it's imbalanced, what will you think about me? I mean, what kind of tutorial is that? Like, you come to me, how to properly hold a fork when you eat, right? According to etiquette. And I'm going to tell you, don't use the fork. It's, you know, don't use the fork. Don't use anything. Use your hands or whatever, because it's brutal and hardcore. It's not correct. It's like you come to someone and you're like, you're Christian, right? And he's like an atheist, right? And you're like, why don't you believe in God? You should believe in God. I believe in God. Everyone should believe in God. But I'm an atheist. I don't. But you should. You should totally believe in God, because not believing in God is so mainstream, you know? No, you don't do it like this. Role-playing in Skyrim for everyone is a set of restrictions of what you don't do. Simply, for instance, what you might put as a restriction to yourself. In my Paladin video, I said, if you want to roleplay as Paladin, here are my restrictions, what I restrict you to do. You can select whatever, you tailor it for yourself. I'm not forcing you to do anything. And I gave several ideas. One of them were, do not do anything for Deidre. Do not cooperate with them as such, okay? And many people were like, but Meridia, you know, she's kinda nice. She hates Undead. I said, no, Deidre. But, you know, you can tailor it for yourself. You can make your own characters. And many people, what I really like, I really enjoy reading about it, they go to my videos and they're like, oh, I like this class, you know, but I did this and that differently, and that's my character, you know. I go to Civil War, I don't go to Dark Brotherhood, I try to be an honest citizen, and etc., etc., etc. It's so fun to read, you know, because they get it. They know what they're doing, you know, the setting these restrictions. Why is roleplay important in the game like Skyrim? One would say, who gives a rat's ass? Skyrim is the sandbox game with which nothing of this even matters, you know. You just go around and you do stuff and you enjoy the game. Well, you're right, but what if you played 300 hours in Skyrim? You don't have anything else to, you know, to entertain yourself. If you're not me, you know, because I will always do, because I'm not beating the main quest purposefully, I'm just leaving it for the last. For never, I'm never gonna beat it, actually. I never beat the main quest in Fallout 3, in The Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion, on purpose, although I could. And because of that, there's always a mystery for me in a game, and I'm always willing to play it, you know, because there's always a mystery for me, even a small fraction of it, and that's why I don't need any restrictions to entertain myself. But people who beat the game, and they, for a fact, know that there's nothing new in the game for them, they find it as a way to entertain themselves, you know, and I understand that, you know, I really feel you in that, but the thing is, these restrictions you put yourself, right? What will you do and what you will not do? They do not influence the gameplay in any positive way, because restrictions are not beneficial for gameplay. They are beneficial for your entertainment. It's like when you play, when I was a kid, I really wanted to have Counter-Strike. Because, you know, everyone was playing it, everyone older than me. I was like 7, or what was I don't remember, 10, right? And, you know, we go to the CD store, and there's the CD with Counter-Strike, right? And my mother is like, I'm like, Mom, it's Counter-Strike, please buy it for me, you know? And she's like asking the guy who is working in the shop. I was so pissed with him. You can imagine, I was so pissed with him. And she's asking him, what is this game about? And he's like, well, it's about counter-terrorists and terrorists, and they take hostages. And that was it. That was the boiling point. My mother hears the word hostages, and she's like, no, that's not for my son. I'm like, oh, Mom, come on. And you know what she ends up buying for me? Now you're gonna die out of laughter. She buys for me the set in which Diablo 1 and StarCraft are included. Fuck logic, right? I mean, hostages? No. But you know, blood all over the place, blood all over the place, and then Satanism, and then blood everywhere, spilling everywhere, just literally everywhere, cutting to pieces, explosion of the Marines, Zerglings, the blood all over the place again, aliens which eat people alive, shoot spike which pierce through the chest. Anyway, the point is, you know, hostages, no. Evidently, I was able to obtain the disc because I'm a psycho now and I take hostages like all the time. Like just yesterday I took a hostage, already sold him off for the highest bidder. The point is, in Counter-Strike, when I was playing it, I was setting myself restrictions. Right now, I'm going to play with pistols, and I'm going to go through all the pistols, then move to shotguns, then move to all the other stuff, but I will drop it if I die. So first round, 1-1 pistol, then 1-2 pistol, then 1-3 pistol. But if I die, I start all over. And I would reach like Kalashnikov, right, 4-1, and I would die, and I would like start all over from the start, you know. This is the restriction that is not beneficial for gameplay, but it makes you kind of enjoy the game, because you set your own rules. Bottom line is, in the conclusion, role-playing in games today, in my opinion, is more or less dead behind a very huge exception. One of these exceptions is actually a game, Age of Decadence. You should go ahead and check it out. I've made a review of it. Take a look video. You should totally go ahead and take a look at it because it's amazing, I think. It offers immense role-playing values and you don't even have to imagine anything. It's just by itself very high quality. The other great game, screw the examples. The point is, today in majority of games, role-playing, in Skyrim specifically, role-playing is a restriction you set on yourself willingly and you customize yourself. You tailor it for yourself, for your enjoyment. What you have to remember though, is no one can actually help you with that. Because for everyone this tailoring will be different, you know, because there's no there's no restrictions that are set by the game. Because of that, there will never be easy to set specific restrictions. Like, for example, I tell you, do not work with Deidre as a paladin. Do you have to listen to me? No, you don't. Like, if I'm an authority for you, if I'm a figure of authority for you, you'll be like, okay, Mike said it, you know, I'm going to do that just to try it out. But at the end, you're going to do what you enjoy. And if you enjoy role-playing in Skyrim, you should go ahead and set your own restrictions from the start, what you will and what you will not do. And punish yourself if you violate it, but try not to violate them, because it's the whole fun, you know. But we always are striving to what's forbidden for us, so, you know, it's probably going to be difficult. Well, anyway, it's enough for today. That was the topic for today's discussion. Suggested by Matt Finney, I think. Thank you very much, Matt. Keep up the suggestions coming. Go ahead and leave your suggestions and questions in the comments below. Tell me what you think about role-playing in games and in Skyrim and such. Go ahead and check out Amnesia 22 video, please. It would really please me. Alexander. Anyway, the point is just, you know, have a great day and I'll see you tomorrow, hopefully. Bye-bye. It was just a husband and a wife, which I think is very romantic, you know. Honey, I love you. Let's make a game together. It sounds absolutely wonderful. No, honestly, I'm not trying to be a sarcastic asshole.